I started this stream on purpose before the actual new moon occurs. I wanted to start it in the darkest of places. The balsamic dark place. Some may say not to start anything in that place. But I'm into gestation. I'm into being in the darkest cave of my being. And completely shedding, letting go of, eliminating anything that has become stagnant since the last new moon in Virgo 30 days ago-ish. We are in the rarest of new moons because we get to do two of these balsamic phase places in 30 days. From Leo to Virgo, basically. And in between those places, I have treated it like the darkest place. You do you. But here now, before 12:54 p.m., which is in about 50 minutes, you are in the darkest place with me. You can leave right now if you want to. But if you stay, I'll hold your hand, look you straight in the eye, and we can purge together. We'll do the purging. We'll talk about data and stats and charts and eclipses in the past and in the future this week and all types of things. But you know, me, I have an agenda and then I veer off and then I just follow what the dark tells me. That's how I roll, at least today. On this Sunday, September 21st. Welcome to the live stream. Welcome to your darkness. Wherever it is, wherever Virgo is in your chart, I'll look at chat in a second. Wherever Virgo is in your chart, I want you to think. Do I actually want you to think? I want you to feel where you're at right now. Acknowledge it. Use the Virgo discernment to name what you're feeling. And just hold it. If there's any part of it that you want to move through with, change, let go of, this is the dark place to do it. We are clearing the ground, clearing the dirt, so it can become fertile. So eventually something else will come out of that place. Something else will come out in the Virgo part of your chart. And to understand this, you may not know exactly what it is yet. You're in it, basically. But to balance this out, we look to the Pisces part of our chart. We look to Jupiter and Cancer right now, wherever it is in your chart, to help you get some deeper insight into what you're feeling, presently feeling, and what you want to let go of. It's not an either or situation. It's not Mercury or Jupiter. It is a concoction that you will come up with so you can understand where you are right now, at least in the first 15 minutes of this stream, in the darkest place with me, sparkling in the dark with you. And while I will go through the charts and everything in the background, and you'll say stuff in chat, we're just letting it go. So when the new moon kicks in, and this eclipse, it's happening right now. When the new moon kicks in about less than 50 minutes, maybe by the time we get through that part of the stream, you'll have a little bit off your shoulder. And we can take a couple steps the next couple days to what you want to focus and intention. Your intention, the Virgo part of your chart, your Pisces part of your chart. Sometimes it's scary in the dark. By the way, you guys can't hear this, but my door is open behind me and I hear a stray cat meowing. I wish I had a camera out there. So let's say hi. Let's say hi. Some people came here an hour in my chat before I even started. I am looking at Mila, thanks for being here. Anne had a question. I wonder, Norway, Europe, it's not an eclipse. No, you're not viewing it there per se. No, but symbolically it's happening everywhere astrologically. And so, if someone's living the eclipse path, that country, that space of time, they have something going on for the next year, next 6 months. That's for sure. Okay. Astro Stephanie is not asleep for this one, which means you're somewhere else in a time zone ahead of us. Diane, good afternoon from NOLA. That's New Orleans, Louisiana. I have a good friend there right now. I just played a show last night. I hope it went well. He was at the Maple Leaf. Have a po' boy for me, fully dressed. Soft shell crab there, Diana. Cosmic Rose is present. Same with Wake Me From This is Dreamy. And GMA has 2 letters in the period and it says hi. And then we have a channel member, Patrick Carrick, who has golden wings to designate that he is a channel member. And he says, hi, y'all. What's up, Patrick? What's up? What's up? Gwenna, hello, neighbors. Sarah says, happy equinox. Do you see the cleverness of Sarah here in their emoji game? What they did? They have hearts, a sun equals dark moon. It's funny. It's like a version of charades, like when we're trying to do something without the words. Anyway, good to see you, Sarah. Birthday season. Yeah, Libra is about to happen here. Wild Magi, hey to you. Karen Locker says, there's the balsamic smile. They must have watched my reel on Instagram where I said, hey, come by this live stream and I'm going to be smiling and I am today. Like I am. I'm in this funny mood. I made a video on the eclipse last night. I posted it up and I just got something out of me. I was at the park and then after I was done, I went for a walk. And the crows were being funny with me. They were kind of like walking behind me. And then whenever I turned back, they would act like they weren't paying attention to me. And then I keep walking. And then I turn back. And then they would do those hops back. I'm like, you guys, I see what's going on here. Okay, so just another day here. GME's in their cave, a little uncomfortable. But hey, we're with you, GME. Higgins here, another channel member. What's up? Cosmic Rose, Big Daddy of the solar system, my favorite place to be, in the dark with sparkles in a chat room. Good. Joe G, hi, fireworks. Aswin, good to see you, dude. I'm crazy right now, busy. We'll work it out this week. I saw it. Scorpio Muse, another channel member. I am comfortable in the void of solitude. Whoa. The void of solitude. So someone could write, I am comfortable in solitude, but in the void of solitude? Now that's a deeper place. Isha, what's up? Hanging out with my 29-degree Virgo ascendant. Isha is having this new moon, this eclipse, right on their ascendant. You're on stage, my friend. I hope your mind is calm and we let go of worry. Susie's here in a dark place with me right now. My intuition tells me the masses will go crazy soon. They're already crazy now. But we make a choice, don't we, with our way we react to things in the world. Susie's doing it with popcorn. Karen, oh yeah, I just see that. Who else is here? Who else did I miss here while I jump in? And Leanne is here. Water Trine Mystic, what's up? Another channel member. Sarah Stokes, hello from T-Town. I know Tacoma very, very well. One of the first concerts I ever saw was in the Tacoma Dome. It was Deep Purple. I think it was one of the first times I've ever got stoned. I can't remember the first time I got stoned, but I was stoned at Deep Purple, I don't know, 7th grade or some shit like that. That's Tacoma memory for you. Big Steph is here. What a treat. It's usually 9 after here. I went early today on purpose. Big Steph. Denise is here. Oh my God, Denise! Say hi. Say happy birthday, everybody in chat. To Denise Rosler is having their birthday and their return here. Probably in the last 24 hours. Weird day. Take it. In your 8th house. Got an 8th house sun here. Good. You're perfect in the dark. You're right. We need you. We need you to go through the darkness and the shadows here. So you're just in the right place, Denise. Jamie Smith, hey, hello to you. Good to see you, Jamie. Federica, another channel member. Great time you have chosen. Greetings from Denmark. I know my European people. I'm starting later. I thought I'd do this. I was thinking about you, okay? There's a song that's called I'm Thinking About You. There it is at 29 degrees. An anaretic degree, the last degree. Hey, check this out. Mars is at the last degree. Hey, check this out. It's pretty much at the last degree, Saturn, isn't it? This guy, Neptune's about to do this really soon. As will this planet, Uranus. Thank God we don't have to do that again with Pluto. It's not going to go back there. But if you're checking this out, we're at an interesting 29-degree place. And it is a place that should be very familiar to you because you basically, whether you know it or not, have been doing a 29-degree to 0-degree dance in your world. The whole damn world's been doing it, even since last year when Pluto was playing the game. And we really kicked it in. Let's just choose here on this chart. I can choose this one. It's not the exact, but it is a full moon in Virgo. That happened on March 13th, 2025. Remember? Neptune was at 29 degrees. Saturn was speeding up to that place, and it was part of this lunation right with the sun. And you see Venus in Aries recently went retrograde, I think 8 or 9 degrees, and it went back. And it went back to this 29 place. All the way back, actually. So did Mercury. Around that time, you can see in this lunar eclipse in March that we had Mercury stationing retrograde the day of the full moon in Virgo, and we went back. We went back to this place. To preface to what was about to happen when we have the end of the zodiac or 28, 29 degrees Pisces and planets there, and basically having to go back and surf the mysterious never-ending Pisces pool of knowledge to review our vision, and that vision of what we adhere to carried over to everything at 0 degrees once Saturn went there at the end of May. Neptune did that beforehand. Pluto's already in the place. And And we know that Uranus here was on its way and months later to cross over into Gemini to give us a hint of 7 years in Gemini. Saturn gives us a hint of 2.5 years in Aries. Neptune, 14-ish, something like that. I don't remember what it is. But we did some review, and here we are 6 months later. And life has moved, hasn't it? Let me get this queued up to go back to ahora, este momento. Okay? And where am I, by the way? I almost picked next spring's chart. I almost did it. And we're back here to today. So we've gone a couple steps forward, it seems, but in the summer or several months ago. But here we are going back. So we're going to go back to what we just looked at in March and April. And I think the discernment in the review is happening with Saturn along this opposite this lunation. Mercury ruling this particular lunation, new moon. We take this because after being in weeks of Virgo and hitting the south node, part of the eclipse that we had 2 weeks ago in Pisces at 15 degrees, we take Mercury on this one as the ruler. It kind of separates itself out, walks away from the Virgo type of mind virus. It is trying to find balance and harmony using style and tact and aesthetic. Diplomacy. You can use diplomacy. Doesn't seem like that's happening in the world. You could do it in your personal life. Anyway, Mercury here is ruling that. What's ruling Mercury in Libra? It's Venus in Virgo, and it goes back to Mercury here. So the Virgo story you cannot get away from. If I were to take any Virgo story archetype of words, I would think about how you are serving yourself emotionally. I've said it before on this channel. You can do Virgo things that are not Virgo things. As in, like, the last month, the overwhelmingly mind flood, if you have been paying attention to your world, you don't have to do that. You still can use a system that takes you out of that. The system that Virgo creates, it's in this case Venus, what you're relating to. And you can still bring in, and it'll get you to this place. Something bigger, something that's not quite known, something that you can trust. And finding a place in between these two signs that still gives you a container to stand in, that's sort of on schedule, but leaves things wide open. And I think in those places, we can find some sort of calm. Try to, at least. I really like Mercury being in Libra for this one. I like it because of its way of moving through with knowledge and not the shadowy internal type of criticism that Virgo can do to itself. And it's doing it right now, and it's been doing it this whole year, and it especially has done it in the last several weeks. So for me, I am like, thanks, Mercury, again. Could we go into aspect configuration here and oppositions and trines and kites? You've seen people talking about a kite here and pointing at that. We totally could, but to be honest, I don't even want to think that hard about it. I thought hard about it too. That's why I did a different kind of video yesterday on this thing. I just talked about all types of things. I talk about how the algorithm doesn't work anymore, how it's toxic, how it's a mind virus, how it's penetrated the consciousness of people, that we are in positions constantly of having to constantly discern and choose and debate and argue, and you only get to pick this or that, and you need to do it as fast as possible within 1 second or blah blah blah. And it's just like, if we think about experience, if I said to you, Well, I just did it on the stream. I said we're going to have a balsamic moon experience here for the big part of the stream, and we are in the dark together, and we're going to like support each other in the dark, and we're going to clear shit out. We're going to let it all go, right? Before the actual new moon happens. I am describing and constructing an experience with you here through the airwaves. If I came up with an outline and I said at 12:23 p.m. I'm going to specifically talk about this, and then at 12:25 I'm going to blah blah blah, and it's just like data oriented, and I don't want to waste time. And are you you better do this, and it's just fucking mind shit. I don't care about that. I care about experience and the creation of experience. So if you are experiencing in the last month as reflective, I don't think it's just the last month, but we'll just pick this zone of time. You are experiencing and noticing your experiences when you're scrolling, when you're swiping, when you're clicking. And is your experience pleasant? Is your experience fulfilling? Does it give you a sense of balance? Of groundedness or creativity? I don't have to tell you. I mentioned on my video, I'll bet you most of the experience isn't that. And if you're one of the rare people right now that's really blocked out certain things that are made to handle you and control your mind and hook you up and put you on tangents, and next thing you know how many fucking hours have gone by, and then you're feeling guilty with yourself because you were supposed to take care of these other things on your to-do list and you didn't, along with the deeper types of shit that you're dealing with right now. And then the cycle goes over and over again. You ever try to put your phone down and purposely go, I'm not going to do that experience today? You're going to be somebody that's looking for the next 8 ball of Coke. Okay, that's the feeling. Or you need to grab that thing it's a fucking crutch. So for me, I'm testing you here, and I'm testing the thing of experience, and I'm going to keep doing this in the next couple years. You can create the experience for yourself. You could do it. How we have been experiencing, I think, gets sidetracked with up here. So for me this month, some of the things I've said on my videos, stuff is like, you don't have to do that. You need to listen to a trash romance novel like I am when I'm driving in my car. I'm like listening to the most stupidest trash girly romance story that has steamy sex in it. I have to get 200 pages to that moment to do this on purpose. Is that what it takes to clear my mind? Sure. It's good. You do what you do. You do it. But if it puts you in a different place that is not filled with worry and anxiety, do it. I these days, and I think it's about retraining yourself, rewiring yourself to know how to step out and to go to these places where you are actually yourself. And in that way, you're creating whatever experience you want. And we check in with ourselves and we say, what am I experiencing right now? What am I feeling? What is this? We get to step out and do that. We're smart. We're human. We could do this. And we forget and we get caught up. But what is the little button you can push? What is the reminder? There's something in the wall of your place that's the color of yellow or whatever you call it. Pick the color and like, oh yeah, I'm going to check in on the color I put in on the wall. Whenever I look at this color, I'm going to go, oh, step out. What am I experiencing right now? Is this what I want to experience? And if I don't want to, I actually want this experience, then you switch, you rewire. I think a lot of what's happening here with these eclipses and with overall astrology this year of having to move from in old ways that are not working, whether it's on the internet or your friend groups or your career and your love life, and you're stepping into this other place, and it's a little like discombobulating because you don't have the training or you've been forced into a situation. But we can choose if we can step out to slowly alter things. So to go back to these eclipses, a type of Virgo thing of discernment, which is very important to have in life. But when we take discernment too far or the actual logical mind completely takes over, that isn't necessarily an experience, right? It's either 1 or 0, black or white. What will this happen if I don't do this? Oh, shit. Or blah, 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 blah. And it's like, in these days, you amp it up with technology and what's happening, you could turn that all the way up to 11 and it just never ends. So I'm preaching experience today with you, and I'm trying to find a way, or you try to find a way to step in. And a lot of times when we look to the water parts of astrology, we think about feel experience in a different way. We are stand in what we're feeling, and then we get into deeper places. We start to feel things, and where did that come from? Or I'm carrying a story, a lineage story. And then when you're there, you notice that life goes on. And you do keep a story going, and sometimes you let go of part of the story, but you're processing it emotionally. You're naming it. And you're sitting with it. And we're not ignoring it. So if one is altering and rewiring, I like to go to that place as a basis to reconstruct. So for me, it's been experience. And I said it on my video last night. I'm saying yes to what is coming towards me. I'm trusting that the world, the world, earth, the spirit, the divine, whatever it is, whatever you want to call it, is not against you. It's not. I have to tell myself this. It's always there. It's how I access it and what I'm ready for and what I'm willing to be ready for. So if it's coming, I'm just saying yes. It's Jodorowsky's thing. You know Jodorowsky, the director, South American director? He's a crazy Aquarian. Go watch the documentary on Jodorowsky. Go watch that documentary. He was originally supposed to do Dune. There's a famous part of the movie where he's talking about death. He's talking about the loss of relationship. He's talking about how he lost doing the movie, everything. And he's just sitting there completely wired out of his brain, looking at the camera, and he's saying, I'm just saying yes. I decided to say yes. Because what he's saying is when he's caught up and he doesn't want to lose the past love or whatever else, it's the resistance. It's not wanting to change that becomes purgatory. It becomes like you're a zombie. You're taken over. You're controlled. You spin out. Can you get to your own way of like, yes, I accept that it's ending. I'll shed my tears. Yes, bring me the next thing. Oh, this difficulty that's coming my way? Holy shit, I step out. I don't want to do this. And get to a place. Oh, yes, bring it my way. If I'm going to cry about it, I'm going to cry about it 100%. If this new relationship comes into my life when I didn't think, and I'm like, I shouldn't do this, but it feels really good, and it's about love and growth and the fear maybe of going there because you don't want to be heartbroken again, I say yes. Bring it on. So, when you have a place in a year that has to do with fundamental change and with outer body planets, and it's aligned with eclipses, it's really easy for the mind to not want to change or to come up for the excuses or to come up for whatever it's for not to do it. Like, I get it. It's part of our dilemma. It's part of our thing. Can you say yes? Can you recognize where you are and what needs to go? So whether it's eclipses that happen, regardless, every 6 months and wherever they're going to happen, I think it's a very interesting situation in a year and a half when we're dealing with eclipses in the sign, right? Because this started happening a year ago. We started having eclipse in this Pisces Virgo thing. Then we came to the spring, and then here we are now. We're going to do the other full moon in Virgo next spring. I'll pull up that chart later. And then there'll be a straggler next year, late next year. Next thing you know, we'll be in the Aquarius Leo parts of all this. But it'll be a little different because in these eclipses, you have 4 major outer body planets that are going back and forth or closing a door and opening one up and having to go back. And the eclipses are kind of on that vibe. So it's like it's almost a movement to understand how to say yes to change and to accept what the inevitable is. The resistance is what you're trying to figure out. To get to a place like, I'm resisting that. I'm in fear of this. I'm in this. And why am I doing this? And it's at that place where we love and care for ourselves, and we give ourselves a break as human beings. And you're just like, or I'm telling myself, I'm just figuring it out. I'm just here. I'm experiencing all of this. So, long-winded side rant there. It's just some of my thoughts about situations like this. The data's here, the everything, the posts, the videos, whatever. Just try to keep it simple. Try to keep it simple. We let go, and we wake up the next day, and we're like, okay, this. I want this experience at 9 in the morning. I'm going to have my oatmeal cinnamon blueberry experience. I'll have it again on Tuesday. I'll have my oatmeal experience. And I'm going to really taste the oatmeal. And the email notifications are coming in. The fires to be put out. The politics, the drama. On March 23rd, 2026, 6 months from now, we will do the full moon in Virgo. Look, it's conjunct to South Node. You will see here, as this is a place where I think a lot of what's happening right now comes to fruition here 6 months from now, and we're getting it to pretty much at the tail end of this Virgo Pisces story here. Sorry to tell you, it doesn't end this month. It plays itself out, and it will. But when we get to 6 months from now, I think we have the ultimate check-in, and we like, all right, that's what it was. That's what that year and a half was. That's what this is. We notice here that at this point, Saturn and Neptune are fully integrated into Aries. They're not going back. Pluto's already at 4. Jupiter just is about to get out of retrograde at 15. It stations at 15 to go forward. We do a Mercury retrograde in Pisces during all this. I like this, by the way. I just like it. With Venus, with Mars, South Node. We're still in Jupiter-Mercury land. The only planet here that is still moving slow is Uranus. And it isn't until April 25th that Uranus is going to go in Gemini. And at that point, we are not going back into Taurus. Saturn and Neptune aren't going back into Pisces again. It's on. What we've been talking about for 2-3 years now. Pluto going in Aquarius, all this stuff, these outer body planets, they're fully in. And I would say to you yourself that at this point, at March and April next year, to be fully in, whatever you got to tie in or tie up and lose or say goodbye to, recycle from now to then, you got a nice 6 months here. It's not clueless of what you have to do in certain parts of your chart. You've had the whole year to deal with this stuff. So here, when we get to next spring in the northern hemisphere, fall in the southern, we're at this place. And I am embracing this. I am embracing it because I know what's about to happen. As soon as April comes and Uranus goes into Gemini, we are full board into a new world and a new age. And it is going to happen fast and rapidly. Technologically, I have a feeling we're not going to be using the same apps. We're going to have a rebellion towards them. I think there's collective actions that will come into fruition. We're entering in some serious new charted territory. So we're taking care of business now when we get to that place, because when we're at this place on the screen and we get into May and June, next thing you know, Jupiter's in Leo. We're doing eclipses with Jupiter and South Node in Leo, and then we're going to do eclipses with Pluto at the North Node in Aquarius, and we're on in the fire air era of things. Okay, so say that we use elimination tactics right now and like cutting out stuff and keeping things very simple if we're going to do Virgo types of actions right now. Okay, That's my deal. I'll say hi, and I'm going to jump into a weekly forecast. I'm going to say hi everybody who's jumped in on chat, because I saw a bunch of things. People are wishing happy birthday to chat, which is great. Who else is in here? Linda Calder is here. KC, thinking of you, Harlequin, the original. I don't know if Patrick's being real or not here with your comments. Just because we associate diplomacy with reasonable outcomes, we should keep in mind that protection rackets also qualify. GME, thank you for the super chat right here on the screen. I'm already 4 super chats away from my goal. You're a good friend also, GME. Brianna is here. Wake me from this. Angelina Polino, I finally can attend your live. Yes. Ipsy Dixits, hello. Astrologer Mackenzie, good to see you, Astro Mackenzie. And Lisa Mann is just turning in happy rapture. If only we were caught up in a rapture. All right. We might as well do an eclipse week and just get right through it and go like to the next day and be like, okay, what is going on here? We're going to come out of it here right now. I've got in the middle of the night, March 4th here, you see the moon's about to leave Virgo. Oh, no, Nicholas, this is next spring. Let's do it this way, homeboy. And then here we are. This is Monday. Did it happen yet? It did. And here we are. We jump right in. To Mars and Scorpio. 6 weeks of this. It's going to be November 11th. It's going to go into Sagittarius. I have been waiting for this transit all damn year. It's not perfect. I want this. I want the fixed focus of Mars and Scorpio that is ruthless in what it's trying to understand and know and to attain. It is about powerful intention and following through on action that's unwavering. Obsessively. There is a story to fill here. And Mars and Scorpio will push through. And if we lock onto Mars and Scorpio in our charts, and if it's making aspects to certain things, it can be intense and hardcore. But if any planet or combination here, planet sign combination, can get you through the cauldron, can get you through any wild, intense, all or nothing situation, it is Mars and Scorpio. If you can use this planet the next 6 weeks, I'm telling you, it's there for you. And let's start off with a bang with Mars and Scorpio, because what it does off the bat is you see Pluto here, 1 degree. First of all, Mars goes into Scorpio at 12:54 a.m. September 22nd, my time, Pacific time. And before I even talk about this square that's happening, that's building right now, we also have to acknowledge the equinox that happens here at 11:19 a.m. The fall in the northern, the spring in the southern hemisphere. We are in between seasons. We're going from mutable to cardinal here, as presently with eclipses and with endings. We're ending a season and we're mutating. And that's what mutable months do. They prepare you. They take what happened the first 2 months from cardinal to a fixed sign to mutable. They have to take it apart, put it together. It's in this mutating place, and it's getting ready for the next run, the next season, the next initiation, the next something. And this something is Libra, which is an air sign ruled by Venus. In this case, Venus and Virgo. And we say happy, merry equinox. And we find one moment of balance here. And today here where I am, it finally rained after so long. And it was foggy amongst the evergreen trees. And I said, shit, here we go, man. We're in fall. And summer is ending. I don't want it to end. If I have my way, I like to move somewhere where it's summer a lot more of the time, the weather. But we can always depend on the most sacred of things, like clockwork. And here we are. So happy equinox to all of you, wherever you are in the world, whatever is happening out there. Know that you can always depend on this. right? So we do our rituals, we do our acknowledgments, and we're trying to find balance here. All right, so that happens at 11:19 a.m. on the 22nd here where I am. Let's jump to the next day so I can fill in the blanks. Let's do it, because here we see the sun's at 1 degree, and hey, we know it just passed through. We know initially, right off the bat, when we have the sun in Libra, it makes an opposition to Neptune. That happens 5:53 Tuesday, my time, in the morning. What else that means? We know we're going to do a trine to Pluto, an air trine. For a moment here, we have a grand air trine that is happening in air signs with a little bit of Neptune thrown in. And Neptune is sextiling Uranus. This is a bigger picture thing. This is a foretelling of next year. And if you want to intentionally think about what air does, it's the politics of the mind, it is the ideas, and it's how we exchange them socially and how we configure them socially with one person or with groups of people or with the world. We're able to separate ourselves in one sense from ego and from emotion. If we think about fire, we think about emotion of water. We think about the bigger, wider view of stepping off of Earth and looking over everything. This is what air signs do. And so we have a moment here this week that is like, hey, this is coming next year. This air-fire situation's coming here next year. And the sun trine Uranus and the sun trine Pluto and this grand trine with some fire put into it is pretty much foretelling the age that we're about to go to. We're just acknowledging it. Do we do something with this? You do whatever the hell you want with it, but we're just acknowledging this, right? It's a little mirror, it's a little vision board, a little something to what's to come. Okay, so we have that, and I mentioned 7:55 sun trine Uranus, 11:04 p.m. on the 23rd sun trine Pluto, there's Moon in Libra. I'm not going to diss on Libras on this stream. Happy birthday, Libras. I'm so happy you're a Libra. I can't wait until this Venus and Virgo goes into Libra for you. That's what happen. Actually, when does it? I'll look it up in a second when that happens. So we're going to do that. But hey, let me just make a note here, because we're walking away from an eclipse, but we're not. We still have to do Venus, and it still has to go over all the degrees in Virgo. And it has to go to the south node, and it has to hit 15 degrees Pisces, like on the opposite end where the full moon in Pisces was. And we still, at the end of the transit, Venus is going to hit 29 degrees where we're doing the eclipse today, the new moon. So we're getting carried into the next month. It doesn't exactly go away. So we have that. Let's acknowledge this thing, that it's there. But we do get to move in a way that is powerful with Mars and Scorpio. And water, it happens, but you're going to see this flow. But remember this. You see Venus here, we have Earth, and we have water. We'll take advantage of this later on. Let me move to 2 in the morning. I'm having a side note in my head right now. I mean, you ever think about like what we're actually doing? I didn't know 20 years ago I would be sitting here on YouTube, like talking astrology with some annotator and going on rants and having an owl behind me and a drape with the mysteries behind there, and an Orphic Hymns book in my hands. $12:54 is the new moon. We are 3 and 4, 7 minutes, and still in a balsamic place. What does my bookmark tell me? Lovely Hekate of the roads and of the crossroads I invoke. In heaven, on earth, then in the sea saffron cloaked. Tomb spirit reveling in the souls of the dead. Daughter of Perses, haunting deserted places, delighting in deer, nocturnal, dog-loving, monstrous queen, devouring wild beasts, ungirt and repulsive. Herder of bulls, queen and mistress of the whole world. Leader, nymph, mountain roaming, nurturer of youths. Maiden, I beseech you to come to these holy rites, ever with joyous heart, ever favoring the ox herd. Thanks there, Triple Goddess. Thanks for being in the dark with us. With a whole, can you hear them? Like clanking of keys. You might as well pet the dogs when you're there. We're here. I'll pick this time. Early morning. I mean, think about this. Like if you run into a maiden and you had a flirtation with maiden in the dark, and then you realize the beauty of the maiden, but then it shifted on you. And there's times you looked at the maiden in the dark and she was an old crone, like, and then other times she looked pregnant. And it was all flashing for you, all like intertwining and just showing you like in the movement of this one spirit or something, and it metamorphosized in you, and then you were attracted to it, and it's almost sort of like then taken aback from it, and then at the same time you saw that it was a cycle, and it was different than, let's say, in the way Hermes would tell you of how to move in a space like this. It was this triple god, it was Hekate showing you, and it happened in that way, like it happened with this certain type of divineness and power. And wherever, which one of the triple goddesses, let's say, or the triple goddess that you caught in the vision, that the one that maybe threw you off, the one that kind of repulsed you, was kind of like a brutal, cold, this is the truth of what life is, and how the underpinning of the earth and how it spins and experience. And then you were to take that and say that that place and that we're in right now with this happens every month. You might find yourself wanting to be in this place now every month. And it has no judgment. Like, it has no judgment. It's just it's an experience. Before you know it, you might be petitioning and asking. You know what I mean? So, yeah. It's early, September 24th on Wednesday, that the moon goes into Scorpio. And we're building toward the moon Mars conjunction. And at 4:51, we might as well do it. I'll do it by the hour, and I'll get it by the minute. I'll pick 4:52. We have an exact Moon Pluto square. Or excuse me. Oh yes, we do have that, but it's it's Mars Pluto square. Moon's in the game. Now, is this a tough aspect It's one of the toughest. Do we see world events happen with type of aspects like this? We do. Evidence correlation shows. Manipulation. Compulsion. You either do this or not. You either do this or I'm taking over. It's an ultimatum. In fixed signs, the most stubborn of signs, like there's fixed, the modality, the most stubborn. It's hardcore. To the death. Now, if I saw this coming, which we're looking at this right now, if I look at this, I'm like, how? For my first thing now is someone who's a Gemini, a Mercury in Gemini, and some other crazy Jupiter or some scorpionic stuff, like a scorpionic, massive scorpion, or I have scorpionic tendencies, or I just, not tendencies, it's just part of me. I look at something like this, and the first thing that happens to me is like, how can I take advantage of this? So, and that's where I have to be careful, because I can be like, I see what I could do with this. And there's plenty of other people out there, whether they're astrologers or not, or they have the feeling they're in that sense of like, ooh, I could do this. And they won't even know it. And when they know it, by the time they figure it out, they're mine. It could be that way. But what I have learned is I always crash up against the shore in pieces when I start fucking around with power. It sucks that other people out there who will do stuff, leaders, governments, armies, you would think they would crash up against the rocks too, right? Like it would be lovely if they were fucking humbled, but not the case. Sometimes it takes years, decades for something like that to happen. If I were looking at this now and what I've experienced in my life and the stupid stuff that I've done and the other amazing stuff that I've done and the stories that I've heard, I would look at this and I'm like, ooh, I can take a self-determined attitude and intention to get to the root of something and build one of the most constructive, most powerful somethings. I choose to do it in a way that deals with freedom and release, to feel like I am growing. I take the Mars in Scorpio and I'm like, I see what I want for myself, or whatever it is in your chart, and I combine it with Pluto. And I'm like, I'm unstoppable, and I'm doing this. And I haven't said this yet on this stream because it sounds fucking cliche. It sounds whatever. But I am doing this for the good. I am taking and the experience of letting go during eclipses and this liminal place of moving through outer body transits and eclipses, or doors are closing, doors are opening. And I'm using this as my guiding light. I am coming from a place, this is me. I'm speaking for myself on the Sparkles channel, okay? I am coming strongly, willfully from a place of love and compassion for myself, and anything else that comes outside of that, I am directing towards the world. I'm directing to a group of people, a situation, a creation. I don't have to manipulate it. I don't have to get caught up on that. Watch everybody else do it. Will it affect you? Their manipulative actions come into your world? Yes, they already have. That's what you're dealing with. That's why there's a mind virus going on. That's why you're like, I fucking can't do this. I can't do this way of living. It's driving me crazy. When is it going to get better? Well, I want you to figure out where you can make it better for yourself immediately. You want a concoction that can be so long lasting that it will surprise you 10 years down the line. You could use a Mars Pluto square to do it, but you really have to have your wits about you. You can't half-ass something like this, or don't do it at all. I mean, I'll be real with you. Like, don't do it at all. But if you want to start from the root place, doesn't have to be obvious. I'll be secretive here, by the way. If you know that on this channel, I've talked about this Pluto and Aquarius place. I've talked about it. You know what I'm about to do. Let's just go right here. You want to like deeply entrench a pillar of power in trusting yourself? I talked about this for 2 years now on this damn channel, and it all had to do with my Pluto and Aquarius stuff that happened way back last year, whatever it is. So here it is. You have a moment here where you can like wield. There is no second guessing. It is a force. It is passionate. It is there to fulfill a story. And you'll take it to the edge and you'll do whatever it takes in a healthy way. When we get a hold of fixed power, we can see things through the end. And when the doubters come, or when you doubt yourself, or whatever else, you know the truth. Remind yourself of it. Do you have to put a Mars Pluto glyphs on your wall or some shit like I do? I do. There's times I have a Pluto glyph somewhere here. I kiss the damn thing. That's how I'm rolling. It's my Mars Pluto pep talk for you, and I didn't want to talk negatively of it. I want to say the world's fucked up. It already is messed up. So for you, it's like, how are you going to wield it? What are you going to do with it? You're just as powerful as anybody else. You have just as right to choices and actions using planetary stuff or spirits or sigils or whatever the hell you want to do it. You do whatever. Just know what you're doing. Know what you're doing. You know, like, research this stuff and know what you're doing for yourself. Know the end goal. But you can do it with something like this. You can get to the end goal. If I were doing this, a beginning of a Mars and Scorpio transit like this, 6 weeks of it, I would spread the energy out slowly. And its initiatory has a Plutonian influence on it. And as we move through the transit of Mars in Scorpio, we are going to have eventually trining the North Node, trining Jupiter. Jupiter is going to speed along, by the way, and get really close to Saturn as a trine. And we're about to have an unofficial kind of water trine thing going on here in October into November. So for me, it's not perfect, but I'm looking at this and I'm thinking of a river and a wave to ride, and it's done in the background. It's done secretly. It's done emotionally. It's probing. It's to the depths of things, and it has to do with the vision of Jupiter and the crystallization of Saturn and the determination of Mars and Scorpio to move the story to get somewhere. And Pluto gets to tattoo itself onto this. Now, the rest of the world and situations, we're going to see it in the next 2 weeks. It's going to be hardcore. But don't let that throw you off. Don't let it throw you. We channel it with intentional and useful purpose, okay? There you go. It's the most important thing I wanted to tell you on the stream. It was the Eclipse stuff and all that. It had to do with this. Mars loves being there. You got to be careful, though. If you're the type of Mars person that's already Marsy and will kind of push your agenda and start to do shit, and it's very impulsive and you're not thinking, you're not even knowing that you're manipulating a situation or people, you're going to gut check yourself. I think you'll crash and burn. I just think you will. But just that's all you got to do. You just got to see how it is for you and know what it is. But there's a way to deal with this. I just gave you some thoughts about it, okay? Laura Fisher's in the house. What's up, Laura? Lisa's here with the Mars-Pluto opposition. Life's not boring. Who did I miss here? I might have missed you in chat. I apologize. Pat, I see. I go back later. Anybody new in here? I see CT070 with a heart and a cross. Thank you. See you. Aurora's here. Hey, just another week in astrology, right? Don't be scared, friends. We just moved through the dark. And we are in a new moon place right now. So we're not going to be scared. We are acknowledging the situations that we're in. And as we move, Scorpio moon will move all the way into a trine on the 25th on the Thursday with the North Node. With a little Pluto in its veins. Tattooed on itself. I'm going by the hour. I want to go by the day. We'll pick this part here. We'll just pick it here. I'm my plosives today. I'm a little too close to the mic. Here, there's the moon. It's making the trine to North Node. See what's happening here? We just did the eclipse. We just did Virgo stuff. You know who's there to help you? It's Mars and Scorpio to push you forward. You see what's happening here? See the moon making its trine to Jupiter to give you a little preview of a grand air trine kind of vibes that are happening here. It is there. It's totally there for you. Use it. Go swim deep. Find a thing to focus on. It's on the 26th that Mars, the moon, I'll just move it there. We're going to go farther away. You see the moon goes in the Sag. We'll be squaring the nodes. Hitting the other planets too. 27th moon will continue. We'll only have one aspect day. We get to the 28th on the Sunday. And we do moon at the tail end of Sag, and then on the 29th Monday we'll do moon in Capricorn. And we are at the end of September pretty much. I think that's wrong the way I'm doing it right now. I'm looking for something. Give me a second here. October 18th, we will do Mars trine. Let me do this exactly. We're going to go ahead here to the 18th, where I talked about Mars here with Mercury is going to trine the North Node and continue the eclipse story. This is the ultimate truth is going to come out, and we're going to speak truth to power. Things that have come and got moved and separated mutably, and this eclipse with Virgo and stuff, we get to this place, and we have Mars, Mercury together. That's no joke. There's no half-assing with the sentences in the communication here or with the final idea or the final statement. It's the final statement. So we have this amazing trine that's going to happen to the North Node and sextile the South Node. The moon's going to be involved in this one, by the way. Look at that. Venus is going to be at home in Libra, too. So saying that, Mars will trine Jupiter officially on the 27th. This turned into a Mars and Scorpio stream, which is good. Here you see Mars Mercury's moved through already for the official conjunction. That conjunction, by the way, will happen on the 19th at 19 degrees. Then we have Mars officially trining Jupiter right there on the 27th. Mars will trine Saturn 2 days later on the 29th. There it is there. Mercury will be in Sag at that point. We're getting to a place here with Jupiter where it's going to get to 25. It's going to station on November 11th. So, use Mars the next 6 weeks. Use the water in your chart if you can do this. It will help with the eclipse story. Look, here it is, actually. I didn't mean to get to this place, but here it is. I mean, there it is. There it is. It's Mars, like the day before, actually. It's right there, the 28th and 29th, that whole week. We have a Mars trine Jupiter, Mars trine Saturn, and we have a grand water trine that's happening, and we're brewing too for the month of October. So if it seems heavy, if it seems whatever, I will advise you and suggest to you that these are the places that you utilize. There's other things connected to this, obviously. Yelena's in here from Serbia. Good to see you. Nice. Suzanne is here. Crystal Marie. Hey, flowers bloom poet in the... Yeah, that's... I need to go look at that and write that actual thing that I said on that stream. Yeah, Scorpio Muse says, I stand with courage. Very Mars, very Scorpionic statement right there. I understand the void, but choosing not to ruminate in the energy. Well said. Talk about a poet. There's Scorpio Muse. So saying that, yeah. Yes. By the way, this is the Orphic Hymns translation. Somebody asked. If you can go look up the Orphic Hymns China stuff, you can find it. It's one of the better translations out there. There's new people translating into the whatever. It's power to them. This is the one I still stand upon and is interesting and has a lot of explanations, this professor and all that stuff. So somebody was asking. That was it. We're an hour and 8 in. Vanessa in Chicago, I see you. Oh man, we got some people joining in today. I have some people from all over the world. See, the thing is, you guys are watching. I got 72 of you watching right now. There's people not in chat. Wherever you are in the world, I appreciate you. I'm glad you're here. I hope you got some insights today and some of the things in my ranticularness. This is what I do. I also want to acknowledge somebody like Frederica, a channel member from Denmark. Dane, hello. And Vanessa's here from Chicago, where I will be a year from now, or a little less than a year from now, for the United Astrology Conference. I will be there. I'll be working there, and I'm thinking about doing some interviews and live streams from there if I have time. I'm going to be working the marketplace room and overseeing the whole marketplace area of 47 booths and the biggest astrology bookstore that you can even deal with, which Patrick Carrick here in chat will be helping running that bookstore. So if you're there, you get to meet that guy and you ask him all the questions. He will tell you and point you to the right books. I will probably be in that bookstore having some fun in there. Anyway, talking about Chicago, Violet is in here. Contact Boutique, hi, and happy eclipse to you. And Jendi, I don't know if I said hi to you. I'm really grateful for all of you here helping me out on the channel, for my Patreon members, my channel members. A lot to do. I just had news this week of something major I have to deal with in my life that has come out of the blue. It's not bad or good. It's just my world is about to get topsy-turvy for the next month and a half. I'll be in Tucson, I think, here the third week of October to be speaking down there on a podcast with some other astrologers. There's a possibility with Santa Fe here very soon and something else, whatever. But hey, we don't want to stay. We're going to pick a card to do this end of the stream. And today we're going to pick from Mel's deck, Melissa LaFara's deck. She also, I forget her partner that she did this with, Sarah Jane Lambert, beautiful artist. It's called the Tarot of her deck. She's about to have another Kickstarter as an expansion part of this deck. I don't know if she's doing the original one, but we're going to we're going to do this. We're going to pick out of here. Maui Logic is in chat. There are things you can they say there are things you can replace and others you cannot. The time has come to weigh those things. The space is getting hot. You know, I just see what you did there. I love how I'm reading something and it just turns into, yeah. So, yes, so saying that. If you, by the way, want to support what I do, you could do a super chat. You could join my Patreon or be a channel member. The prices are going to go up next month. I have to bump them up a little bit, just a little bit. That's going to happen. Let's do this, okay? Just beautiful everything from the opening of this thing to like the artwork. It's just like, and it's a circular deck. There's this beautiful book. I mean, Mel's an incredible astrologer and tarot card reader. Mel, if you're watching this, by the way, I will talk to you soon. And they just put up a video a couple days ago on the eclipse. I always appreciate Melissa's thoughts, and she's a very eclectic, creative person. And so her views are very interesting, and she's practical at the same time. Anyway, the deck is called Tarot of Her. Okay. And it's a circular deck. See? So we're going to pick. And let me shuffle. The circular deck, for many people who know decks, have been inspired by the old Mother Peace tarot deck. So we'll do this to end the stream. And I kind of power packed it in here pretty good, didn't I? I have some other things I can show you, some web pages I want to show you before I head out. And I was trying to stay positive but focused today in my messaging, and to be clear as possible, and to give you some possible insights and solutions, and also a chance for you to let go on ritual in that balsamic place into the new moon, and that all is not lost. We say yes to whatever simple good thing we have in our world, and we stand in that place. Okay? And each of us, I feel like Mr. Rogers right now, is uniquely gifted and unique and an individual in this world of beauty and laughter and change. And when we see challenge and fear and hurt, we acknowledge, right? But we remediate with good things. Before I pick this card, I'm going to do something I don't normally do. There are my notes. What do I have behind my camera? I have be funny, have fun, make laughter. Look at this one. Watch your swearing on YouTube. Whatever happens, I can handle it. I'll be fine. That's funny, Patrick. Let's pick a card. These smell good. They smell a certain way. Make sure I'm up front with people, Nicholas. That you're committed to being good. You're committed to maintaining your space and maintaining your power. Maintaining. Oh my God, this stream, dude. This shit that happens on my streams. Maintaining. Now, she called it the Two of Roots. I'm going to thinking it's Pentacles, right? We're going to read from that. BK Dantian, so glad to have discovered your channel for today's eclipse. Subscribed. BK, life is a ritual and synchronistic. And you have a healing herb or weed in there, your picture. Is that dandelion right there? I see, BK. I see how you're rolling. Good to have you here. And thanks for subscribing. All right. So let's do this. Mildred. Thank you for the super chat. Wow. Thank you so much, Mildred, for that $20 super chat to help the channel, to help me do this, to help me with my next month of what I have to do financially. I appreciate it. And everybody who donates to this channel as a channel member, I mean, it's these days we're all tight. It's economically tough. I'm trying to find my ways. This gets me through. Appreciate it. Okay. Yeah, right on. No, I'm glad I'm seeing all your chat. Let's read what the Two of Roots is. I see you, BK and Ardquark, maintaining. Yeah, good. Nazreen is here. Roots is a good way to understand Pentacles. Yeah, let's read what has to say here in this beautiful book. It's just colorful, accessible. It's so dope. You'll see here, let's see if I could do this. You see on the side there, right? Major Arcana of the Roots. And then she's got they got a quote. Multitask to maintain life balance. Reflection question. How easily can you pivot from one thing to the next? That's funny. All right, that's where we are. So Capricorn 1, Jupiter Decan, she writes, our heroine is now a mandrake root that's split in two. Facing opposite directions, she needs two of her to tend to all the growing roots that require continual attention. Having been planted, she's restricted to working in an underground cave. The hieroglyphic hand suggests that part of being human is to juggle and adapt to the confines of reality. The material world is constantly changing. To survive and thrive, we have to be malleable to the conditions as they present themselves. Adaptation is a sign of intelligence, and the Two of Roots tests our ability to balance the back and forth with a smile on our face. Oh, that's funny. All right, this is okay. Let me get this right. That's what it says. Life is meant to be fun, though, rather than getting overwhelmed by the multitude of priorities that come with the day-to-day maintenance. We must find joy in the process. If it becomes too much, pare down to what is manageable. Jupiter and Saturn signs suggest that sometimes less is more, primarily if it decreases our stress levels and supports the future prosperity of our growing manifestations. Today's construction will eventually lead to foundational stability down the road. The divination on this card, maintaining responsibilities, adapting to change, juggling priorities, managing time and money, quality over quantity, restrictions to grow. Thank you. Two of her, because it pretty much hit the premise of a lot of my stream. And for those who watched the reel to promote this, I talked about how I was going to bring my smiling face. I talked about maintaining, and I didn't even know the car was going to pick. I'm fucking blessed. We're blessed. I'm blessed. I mean, come on. It's like, I don't know if she sold out of these cards. She's having a thing. Go find her YouTube. Go find her website. Listen to her podcast. Mel, I love you, girl. We'll talk soon, okay? And I want to say thank you to everybody who is here on the stream tonight or today. Maui Logic, all of you here. I want to show you a couple things before I leave. Okay? And then I need to eat. First off, this is changing soon, which is my archaic website. But you know what's on here? It's a button to book a session. My Patreon members have a discount code, and channel members have a discount code to the end of the month. And all my members, there's always a new code every month. I have to promote myself. Any way you can help me out, please do it. If you connected with me, liking, commenting on videos, sharing videos, whatever you can do really helps me. I'm slowly building. Next year, September 3rd to the 9th, I will be at the biggest astrology conference in the world, and I'm part of a bigger team that's putting on this conference. The main 5 organizations in astrology have put on this conference. It's a massive deal. There are 15 lectures a slot, 1,200 astrologers attending. I'll be honest with you. Half have already sold and bought tickets to this thing. The hotel is probably going to fill up. It is wild. The amount of information here. It's uacastrology.com. I'll throw it in the chat. If you're thinking about going to a conference, I suggest, especially if you're very close to the Chicagoland area, I would do it. If you can't do it, if you're wondering something else, very, very soon, the Northwest Astrological Conference is about to announce its full lineup for its 2026 conference that will happen at the end of May, Memorial Day weekend. If you can't make and do the expense of Chicago, here's a more intimate, closer, interesting jump into the astrology world. If you're studying and want to see great lectures, great people, this is family. This is a place where I've seen magic happen. And if you're studying and want to take things to another level, that's a conference. Very soon, most likely, usually it happens in October to November, Laurel Nabandian, who runs the conference, will announce the official speaker lineup and the registration for this thing. Okay? That's my plug. By the way, I'm also selling ads for this conference program, and I'm also the marketplace director for the United States Astrology Conference. That's 47 booths. I'm already 70% sold out. I have some great people that are going to be vending there. Really cool people from software companies to jewelry to if you're a local tarot card reader or do any other type of divination in the Chicago area, I got a table for you. If you want to, you're in the Chicago area or you know somebody in the Chicago area that's pulling cards or doing whatever kinds of divination that is not astrology, actually, I would love to have you on my marketplace floor to bring some spice and life, and you will have 1,200 astrologers, plus the marketplace is free. Everybody in the Chicago area can go there and do whatever they want, and we'll have the largest astrology bookstore you can go to sitting over there. And that's a year from now. You could see here that Chani Nicholas will be the keynote speaker for this conference, and you can check out more by going to uacastrology.com. I'll be at both working. I'll be here changing and packing. I will see a show and music later on in this new moon that I need to do as a ritual. I will go to sleep tonight and maybe shed a tear and know that I'm really effing lucky and I'm still here and I pulled off another day. I will have clients this week and I will do the best that I can for them, and I'm so interested in hearing their stories. I will eat the most tasty, scrumptious taco tonight, and I'm going to experience every single ingredient in it. Soon, I'll be on a plane somewhere, and when I get off that plane, I know the sun will be shining, and the wind will be blowing, and I'll say yes. I'll say yes. Thanks for watching, you guys. Have a good rest of your week. All right? Blessings to you. Let me do it the way I usually do it.